enter a plea of guilty or nolo. You may wish to enter a plea of not guilty, and while you prepare for trial, you can also look up that information. All right, DeMarcus Cantrell Brown.
Your Honor, we were representing him, but we are going to be submitting a withdrawal to you. You should have it shortly.
All right, Mr. Brown, are you represented by somebody else?
Yeah. For the record, I am DeMarcus Bay, the implied surety for DeMarcus Cantrell Brown. And I would like to file a motion in the court for additional 30 days for me to seek counsel.
Okay, so Mr. Bay,
Yes.
aka Marcus Cantrell Brown, so you're seeking a continuance to get new counsel?
Yes.
Okay, do you have someone in mind, sir?
I not right now. I'm seeking counsel.
Yeah, I'm calling bullshit on this, because as you're gonna see, he's already retained counsel from a local glue sniffer union.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to give you a continuance for 30 days, or I'm sorry, until January 5th. But by that time, you need to have counsel on board when they come back so that they can talk to the state to determine if there's anything they can work out on your case, or if they need to get all of the information necessary for a trial, if that's what you choose to do. So by January 5th, I will expect that you will have counsel.
Well, I have paperwork on the docket that haven't been rebutted. I have affidavits of truth that haven't been rebutted.
Okay, sir, we don't do affidavits. People have to appear in person because there's a confrontation clause in the United States Constitution that says witnesses, you have the right to confront witnesses in person. So we don't do affidavits, okay? If you have witnesses that are going to present testimony or evidence on your behalf, then you have to have them come to court and be sworn in and testify at that time, okay? So we're not doing any dismissing and all of that stuff. No, sir. When you get your counsel, they'll be able to discuss it with the state, and then y'all can present whatever to the court.
And the accusing deputy must be present too, right?
This man walked into court thinking he had it all figured out, like he was going to outsmart the judge with sovereign citizen wordplay. But right out the gate, he starts switching names, claiming he's someone else, and asking for 30 more days to find a lawyer. He doesn't even have. The judge is clearly used to this nonsense and calmly agrees, but warns him to show up next time with real counsel, not some fantasy legal army. Then boom, he starts dropping affidavits of truth like it's some kind of secret weapon. Forgetting this is a real court, not a Facebook group. The judge shuts that down fast, explaining you can't just throw paper around and expect it to cancel your charges like magic. Then he tries to pull the oldest trick in the book and questions the court's jurisdiction like that's gonna stop the whole process. But the judge keeps it real and hits back with facts, books, experience, and years of real legal knowledge that no YouTube video can fake. She even pulls out the current law book like it's her Excalibur and basically says, this is the real law, buddy, not whatever you made up. By the end of this round, he's clearly outmatched. But just wait, because next time, he's coming back with someone even more ridiculous.
Okay.
So the people always say that, but here's the thing. The state gets to choose whatever witnesses they wish to bring, just like your side gets to choose whatever witnesses you wish to bring. You can't rely on them to bring the person that you want. So if you want to subpoena someone to appear for trial, then you need to subpoena them. You cannot rely on the state to bring your witness, okay?
Okay, I got you.
So, all right. Anything else?
And jurisdiction can't be challenged at any time, right?
No, sir. Jurisdiction rests with this court because this is where the locus of the incident is.
Well,
Mr. Bay, let me just explain something to you. Mr. Bay, listen to me.
Okay.
I went to school for 3 years for this. That's full time. If I had gone part time, it would have been 4 or 5 years. And I have been working since, oh Lord, I ain't gonna give my age, but I've been a lawyer and a judge for quite some time. I've been a judge for 10 years as of this year. A lot of times people come before me because they've learned stuff from other people, or they've gone online, or they've read it themselves. But I tell you, it doesn't work the way you think it works. And so there's a set of statutes, cases, procedures, all of those things that we have to learn. In fact, let me show you something.
Well, how do you have
Wait. You see this book right here?
So now we enter round 2, and just when you think this can't get any wilder, this man brings his so-called attorney general to the Zoom call, and I swear this guy looks like he got lost on his way to a comic convention, holding a sword and a gun like it's a cosplay trial. The judge tries to get answers, but both of them are dodging simple questions like, "Are you licensed in Georgia?" And the answer is no every time. Instead, they start rambling about foreign nations' corporate jurisdictions and magical beneficiary titles like it's a fantasy novel, and somehow he thinks saying the name in all capital letters is proof he's a separate legal entity, like that's gonna unlock legal immunity. You can literally see the judge trying not to laugh as she explains how law actually works in this state and this courtroom. She tells him straight, if you're not in the state bar, you're not practicing here, period. And that sword in the background won't change that. But still, he insists this sword-waving stranger can speak for him, even though he's been told 100 times it won't fly at this point. It's not even a defense, it's a performance, and everyone watching knows exactly how this is about to crash and burn.
This is just this year's edition of all the stuff that I have to be able to find to figure out what's going on in your case. This is just this year's edition. And I got a book like this that includes evidence and procedure. I got a whole wall of books. So when you come in here challenging jurisdiction and all of this stuff people have taught you, it's not
books.
that way.
Can I show you my Black Law Dictionary?
No, sir. Because Black's Law, that's a dictionary. That's not the full case. You know, you come in with all of these ideas about how you think the law works, but every lawyer in here has done at least 3 years of law school and trainings, trials, all of those things. So you're not going to change the way we do things. So the best thing to do is to get an attorney who can talk to the state about your case, and then we can get this resolved. Your case is pretty simple. You got traffic offenses.
Comes the plot twist. Our sovereign citizen decides to remain silent, invoking his rights, but not in any legally helpful way. He starts calling himself a beneficiary of an estate named in capital letters and refuses to enter. Plea like that's some genius move, but the court's seen it all before and instantly enters a not guilty plea on his behalf, because that's how due process actually works. He tries one last desperate move, demanding evidence like the state's supposed to pause everything and hold a full trial on the spot. The judge shuts it down, reminding him this is just a hearing, not a Netflix courtroom special, and evidence comes later during trial. Then he plays his last card, saying he's not practicing law from the bench, like that's some kind of gotcha moment, when what he fails to understand is that the state holds the burden of proof, and until they meet it, he's simply not guilty by default. But all this posturing and buzzword bingo just makes him look like a kid who cheated off the wrong test prep website. So now he's been set for trial, and he better show up with real representation, or this circus is gonna cost him more than just pride.
Well, I still want you to prove on the record that you have subject matter jurisdiction, personal jurisdiction.
I'm not proving anything on the record, sir. I wear the robe. They put me in this position. I've been here 10 years. If I didn't have subject matter jurisdiction, I wouldn't be here.
So you say it's not a difference between public and private for the record. There's no difference.
Sir, get an attorney.
Okay, all right. January 5th.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And Mr. Bay/Brown, you've indicated that you wish to have an attorney, so I'm going to rely on the fact that you're going to have an attorney. Don't come back here with the same stuff, and I already told you it's not going to work.
So you're telling me United States codes don't work?
No, I'm telling you, you don't know them.
Got him.
So first of all,
right here.
The United States codes don't work in Georgia because Georgia has its own code, OCGA.
So the meaning of driver is different in Georgia.
Yes, sir.
But according to 49.
Mr. Bay, I'm not doing this with you. Get an attorney.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. You're free to go. We'll see you on January 5th at 11 a.m.
All right, so that's the end of his first appearance. Now let's get to the spicy bits, where he brings on his attorney, who also happens to be an attorney general. And oh yeah, his lawyer also thought it was a good idea to bring a gun and sword into the Zoom court hearing. Let's call this segment How a Not Attorney Fucked His Not Client's Case Up.
So, DeMarcus Contrell Brown,
I have interest in that matter. Is the defendant in error free to go?
if the who, what?
Is the defendant in error free to go?
No.
Well, let the record show the defendant in error is ordered to state and participate.
Okay, who is the defendant in error? That's a new one for me.
The all cap name is trust that I am a beneficiary of. My name is not spelled in all capital letters. I have a court order decree saying that.
Okay, Mr. Bay. Mr. Bay, do you have an attorney representing you, sir?
Attorney General, my Attorney General is online. You may speak to me, sir.
Is the Attorney General, Mr. Bay, hold on, let me ask my question before you tell me something crazy. Is the Attorney General a member of the State Bar of Georgia?
I'm a non-state actor. I'm a foreign national. Matter of fact, I filed a
Sir,
notice of
Mr.
acceptance
Bay.
of your oath of office.
Mr. Bay, I don't care if you were Alexander Putin, the premier of Russia. If you are in Georgia and you're represented by an attorney, that attorney would have to be a member of the State Bar of Georgia. Foreign national or not. Just as if you went to another country and you had an attorney represent you, that attorney would have to meet the requirements of that country and of that state. Okay, Mr.
Yeah, no.
Attorney, Mr. Bay, hush. Mr. Attorney General.
I'm trying to
are
set a
you
record.
Mr. Bay, Mr. Attorney General, are you a member of the State Bar of Georgia? You want to unmute for me?
Speak, bro. Get off mute.
The judge has shown more patience than a saint dealing with this legal fantasy land. While holding the courtroom together, she breaks down the entire system to him like she's teaching a master class in law versus fiction using real books and real law. He tries to bring up Black's Law Dictionary like it's the Constitution, forgetting it's literally just a reference, not a legal rule book. Meanwhile, his so-called Attorney General keeps chiming in about corporate contracts and jurisdictions like that even matters here. The judge stays firm, reminding them, this is Georgia, not some fictional sovereign state where you can make up rules as you go. And even after all this, she still gives him every chance to fix the mess and bring a licensed attorney to help him out. But it's like they're allergic to common sense, because every answer they give just makes the hole deeper. You can almost feel the courtroom collectively rolling its eyes every time they try another fake legal tactic that's already been debunked. And if there's one thing this case proves, it's that confidence without knowledge is the fastest way to lose in court.
What's going on is he's a member of a foreign state corporation basically doing business in Georgia. So
Okay, sir,
basically,
that's not what I asked you. No, sir.
I get what you're
No,
saying,
sir.
man.
No, and I get what you're saying, but we're not doing
I
that
know,
because that's not how we operate. Those are not the laws under which I am required to conduct court. So we either gonna do it my way or we're gonna put you
We
on
understand
the
the rules of
calendar.
the court. We understand the rules of the court. I got you.
Okay, are you a member of the State Bar of Georgia?
No, I'm not a member of the Bar of Georgia.
Okay,
What I'm
then
trying to
no, then
realize
as
he's doing business a certain way
he
in
can
Georgia,
represent
and that
himself.
you need to take consideration on that matter on how he's doing business in Georgia.
He can represent himself, or he can be represented by a member of the State Bar of Georgia, but he cannot have you represent him or purport to represent him. Okay, that's not going to work. All right. So, Mr. Bay, do you wish to choose someone who is a member of the State Bar of Georgia to represent you, or do you wish to represent yourself?
I invoke my right to remain silent as the beneficiary of DeMarcus Contrell Brown estate.
Okay, sir. So, sir, you're invoking your right to remain silent, which means that you do not wish to enter a plea that
I plead to be released.
that would resolve your case today. As such, the court is going to enter a plea of not guilty for you.
I object. You cannot practice law from the bench.
And as the judge wraps it all up, she makes it clear the court has jurisdiction, and no amount of semantic gymnastics will change that. He tries one more time to debate the difference between public and private law like he just discovered the secret matrix code, but the judge doesn't budge, because this isn't a debate club, it's a courtroom, and the law doesn't care about your conspiracy theories. He demands proof of jurisdiction, but all he gets is a reality check and a reminder that wearing a robe means authority, not theory. She tells him straight, if she didn't have jurisdiction, she wouldn't be there, and neither would he. So it's time to move on. He mumbles about U.S. codes not working in Georgia, but she calmly explains Georgia has its own laws called OCGA, and once again, his argument collapses under the weight of facts and the judge's firm but fair approach to nonsense. It's almost tragic how convinced he is that he's onto something groundbreaking, when really, he's just wasting everyone's time. And now, with trial set and no real lawyer in sight, he's walking straight into a legal train wreck he built himself.
Violation
put
28 U.S.C. 454. Judge practicing law from the bench.
And put you on a trial court, on a trial calendar so that your case may be heard at
I
trial.
object.
All right, sir. Thank you. You'll get notice in the mail. If anything
I
changes
object.
about your, if anything changes about your address, then you can go ahead and let us know by coming
I have
into.
no. I demand an evidence hearing.
You will have that at the time
I
of your
demand an
trial,
evidence
sir.
hearing.
You're not going to have an evidence hearing today because that's not what we're here for. This is a
You are
regular.
dishonorable. I got your oath, Tammy Long. Hey,
So, Mr. Bay, I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. You'll have a trial at which time you can have an evidence hearing. You'll get notice in the
you
mail.
in
of
violation
that.
of Article 6,
And
Section 2 of the
once you get,
Constitution.
Your notice in the mail, then you can appear for hearing with whatever evidence that you wish to
I
present.
object.
Although you are not required to present any evidence or testimony because the state has the right, has the burden of proving the case against you. Thank you, Mr. Brown. You're free to go at this time.
I object.
All right, Kevin Jermaine Burrows.
As the final nail hits the coffin, he invokes his right to remain silent again, still thinking it's some kind of courtroom cheat code. The judge enters a not guilty plea again because the law keeps moving forward no matter how many tricks he tries. She warns him again, bring a real attorney or represent yourself. But stop bringing fantasy generals with cosplay weapons. He refuses to understand that Zoom court isn't a stage and the judge in playing along with his made-up legal fantasy world. He throws out demands for evidence hearings on the spot, but the judge calmly reminds him that's not how any of this works. He's told that trial where evidence belongs, and if he wants to win, he better bring more than just buzzwords and slogans. You can feel the exhaustion in the room as the judge gives one final instruction while mentally preparing for more foolishness, and as he exits the hearing, the entire courtroom collectively sighs, knowing full well he'll be back with even more nonsense. But hey, at least we get front row seats to the sequel where logic goes to die and courtrooms become classrooms for delusion.